press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back to your social science class. Today we're going to continue with female feticide, okay? But before that, what I told you about POSCO Act is none other than the same thing, okay? Protection of Child from Sexual Offences Act 2012. So I just mistook it, sorry for that. It was the same thing, okay? Short form is written in that way. So today we're going to study as female feticide, okay, and then understand what and why do they do, why number of girls are reduced in their number. So female feticide. Okay, what you must take from this is the word fetus. Okay, fetus, that's the word you must take, female feticide. So female is a girl child and feticide is fetus. Take the word fetus, and what does these two words when put together mean is when the fetus is growing, okay, when the fetus is growing in the womb there of the mother, they don't allow it to grow naturally, okay, rather want to kill the baby or abort the baby, that is in harmful ways want to stop the growth of that child. All right, so just we can put it down like this. Okay, what we can put it down is an attempt to stop the natural growth of the fetus in the womb or about the child. So what does it basically mean? Basically is killing the girl child in the womb, either aborting the child, okay, that is you don't want that child, female child, because our Indian society is patriarchal and wants a male higher or wants the next child to be a male. But now things are changing. There are families who don't bother about the sex of the child, rather would accept anybody, any sex which is given to them. So that is how some families take on. But some families still curb on saying that I want a son, and our generation should, or our assets should pass on to the male higher itself. Okay, there are families who think like that and they are into all this. So what is this female feticide? You are trying to kill the baby that is there, okay, stop the natural growth of the baby by killing the fetus that is there in the womb or trying to abort the child. Okay, now what is important for us to understand here is with the times that have been changing or with the fast growing world, things that have happened in the past have not yet stopped. Any problem for that matter. They have not stopped completely. Certain things are happening here and there. I told you in interior places it still does happen because it doesn't come into light, or it doesn't come into awareness of anybody, because people are not made aware of it at all. There are people who lie about things and then just get away with the situation. But here we don't have a proper proper number of how many girls are killed like that. We don't have any statistics. We do have statistics, but it is difficult to trace that and find out each fetus that is being killed. Okay, so it's very difficult to have a very definitive statistics. That's the word in the text, definitive statistics. That is very definite and correct statistics of how many fetuses are killed like that. But it's very difficult to find. And this shows us some that people don't want to take into the girl child in the house, because there are families who believe that daughters are a burden, and it's left to the acceptance why daughters are a burden and why daughters are not a burden. Some families have their opinions on why daughters are a burden, because maybe the society has been in such a way that you have to get her married off, you have to give her education, which she'll only be using in somebody else's house, so not for the benefit of your house. So people do think like that. Okay, I have heard people say that after all, why do you study? You're going to go and sit in the house. I mean, like what? I mean, they just think of things that are they think of things that are there in the past which are not acceptable to the present society. All right. Now we have a little ratio that is there. At present, I want you to know, in 2020, for 2020, there are 24 females for 1000 males. Okay. This is the recent data that is out. 2020, there are 924 females for 1000 males. See the number that is, see the gap that is there, 924 and 1000. Okay. So for 1000 males, there are only 924 females in our country. This is the ratio. Okay. Digits and numbers are different. This is the ratio that is there. All right. Now, they have given us a very old statistics in your book, but we'll still read it and understand how it is to be done. A very old one of 1961 and 1980. Okay, children below, that's girls between 0 to 6 years had gone down. Okay, like killing of these children was very low between these years, 0 to 6 years. Then in 2001, the ratio was 933 females for 1000 males. So don't you think in 2020 it has reduced? 933 and 924. Okay. So that was 2001. In 2012, it was 940 females for 1000 males. Okay. So number increased. See, just to see the differentiations that is there. 2001 it was 933. Okay. 2012 it went to 940. But now where have we come? 924. Very less comparatively to 940. Here it's okay. At least there is no much gap between these numbers. Not much gap, but at least there is gap, but not as this much. So 940 and 924, just compare 2012 to 2020. Alright, that is between 0 to 6. Sorry, not 0 to 6, but overall. But in 2012, 0 to 6 years, children, the ratio was 914 girls to 1000 boys. So this was overview, general, but specifically 0 to 6 years, 914 girls for 1000 boys. Do you see the fluctuation of the numbers? Okay, the fluctuation of the numbers is very bad for us. Now they have given a number, okay, 1600 girls go missing every day. It may be more than that also, but that's the problem, we don't have a definite way of tracking it out. Some things go unnoticed. Those things that go unnoticed are always unnoticed. We don't have an way to find it out. Nobody knows. You cannot be blaming any authority for that because people do it in such a way. You cannot be blaming any person for that matter, whoever is taking that charge. Because there are people who don't support it, don't understand the seriousness of the problem. Okay, there lies the problem. When people don't understand the seriousness of the problem, that is the actual problem. Then 1600 they have put it in numbers for us, 6 lakh girls go missing. So just imagine 6 lakh girls going missing in the country is a very bad statistics or a very bad number for the country. Okay, you can't vanish away women like that, or you cannot take away girls like that, because as we live in the society, both are equally important in their own ways. So one of them is gone away, the other will find it difficult to survive. So both are equally needed for many things that are happening in the society. All right. So till now what they have written is 100 million girl childs are lost in India. Lost how? They are kidnapped and taken, they are bullied and taken. So innocent girls, you see, they don't understand at that point of time. Now, okay, we will have to go a little back now. 1991, put it before 2001. There were 960 women for 1000 boys. See, 1000 has been remaining constant. Why is there fluctuation with girls? Okay, so you must think about it. All right. Okay, this on a general overview increased according to the census to 965. All right. So facts and figures, they will, you just remember some things that are only important, okay. So this recent, what you have to remember is 924 for 1000. Rest of them have been increase, decrease, increase and decrease what they have given. Now every region has its own way of finding out things. Now it's not that it's only in one part of the country that these things happen. Every place it happens, but people don't know about it. That's the reason we don't find out what is the major cause. Okay. Now they have given us saying that 80% of the newborn children who are there, they have died in the urban areas. So 80% have died in the urban areas. Okay, and 69 have died in rural areas. Alright, that is children who just born and they have died, maybe because of different reasons. They are not looked after properly, maybe the mother has not been given a lot of care, okay, or children are killed that time, children are thrown away. Don't you listen to stories? Stories may be true also sometimes, okay, some things are fake, don't believe everything that comes on your WhatsApp forward, but sometimes children are thrown out here on the streets, they are thrown in the dustbins because most of them it's a girl child there. They don't want the child at all, absolutely. Okay, that is how urban areas where people should have been more educated, where people should have been open-minded, the percentage is more, that is 80%. Then 69 in rural areas. So the death rate or the mortality rate was of the male child was 53.6. Whereas the females was 34.6. Okay, that is they had less chances of surviving there. All right, and the boys got a more chance there, whereas girls didn't get. Then this was before birth, that is they could live on to, but after birth it was, for males it is 16.5, whereas girls is 19.3. Okay, 19.3. Now what does it show us over here is chances of boys surviving here is more, but girls who are saved here are very less. Okay. Now the child that dies or child that lacks to survive, male child especially after birth, it's only this much, but the girl is high. Okay, maybe intentionally killing the girl child, or sometimes it does happen through complications, we cannot blame it, but most of the times it is intentionally done when they don't want the girl child because of certain reasons maybe. We will deal with the reasons. The life expectancy of females is always more than male. Okay, so but girl children are not saved. Okay, the girl child is not always saved. Maybe one of the problems is lack of awareness, and maybe the mother is not given fed properly, or the mother is not taken good care of. All right. Now we have to somehow stop this. We have to protect girl children, and because see, it's through them you get life, and it's through them that all existence happens. Okay, that is why I told you in the beginning, both man and woman are equally important. Okay, each one's contribution into existence is equally important. So we must understand that any gender for that matter should not be discriminated in any way. All right. Now we have this PCPNDT, that is Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Act. Okay. Now preconception and prenatal diagnostic techniques, that is before conception, and prenatal is for that infant. Diagnostic Techniques Act, okay, not to administer any such technique on the child where it will lead to the death of the child, but take care. And we also have we shouldn't be asking the sex of the child whenever the mother is pregnant with the child. You are not supposed to ask, and the doctors are not supposed to reveal. There is no doctor is supposed to really reveal what is the sex of the child. Okay, in case they do, then it is not acceptable. So the parents are not supposed to ask, the doctor is not supposed to say. Even though they come to know, they are not supposed to say it because of all these reasons, okay. So sex determination, they are not allowed to do that. Now this problem is there in all kinds of families, middle class, lower families, upper class, educated families, whoever, because we do believe that it happens to everyone around us, but when it comes to us, we lose all our values there, okay. That there is the problem. Maybe it also happens with people who have a lot of money and economically well placed. Those get it away done with money, so they understand or they know it, but it is not right, it's illegal to ask about the sex. Then maybe earlier times we can take this to be like root causes or that have been passed on from generation to generation. Maybe inheritance of property, that is only sons have to take the property but women cannot take. But now the court has given, isn't it? It has said that girls also have a right over their parents' properties. So maybe like that, maybe dowry that they had to give. Now you are not supposed to take dowry, you are not supposed to ask dowry also. But I have found people who still ask, because that is, I told you, right, culture and thoughts differ. Now within Karnataka, if you go to the south, their thought process is different. But if you go to the north of Karnataka, their thought process is different. Language also differs, culture, tradition also differs. And dowry is accepted in certain places, okay. Whole of Karnataka, in here and there somewhere dowry is accepted, and they believe that this is the prestige, especially the boy believes that it is his prestige, okay, and he must keep it. So maybe they feel that the girl child may be exploited in the husband's family, not given a lot of importance. So all this used to happen, it's still happening, but all families cannot be blamed for this. All families cannot be blamed for this. Some families are really good who have accepted their girls who have come into their houses, or it's just smooth and nice. But some families still believe that, and parents have this thought, and that is why maybe one of the reasons, okay, not it is the reason, but maybe one of the reasons. Sexual harassment within the family. So maybe a belief that my girl child will be sexually abused or harassed, so I don't want the girl child. But I want you to know, boys it can also happen to boys, so it's not only the girls who have to be careful, the boys as well. All right. This is mostly because of the patriarchal society, that is deep patriarchal thinking that we have. We must avoid it, rather accept what's happening around us, and rather be understanding of what is needed out of this society and what's needed in and around us where we stay. So maybe one of these reasons, you can add on your own reasons for it, why and how these kind of problems happen with killing of the girl child. Most of them find it as a burden, most of them find it as a very difficult situation, because after all she'll get married off and she'll be gone. That is the Indian culture, isn't it? The girl marries off and she goes to her husband's house. So it's a burden there. Why parents think all along my life I'll have to teach her, I'll have to educate her, and then I will have to just give her away to somebody else, and then she'll be staying there and become theirs, or does not remain ours. So some parents have that thought. Some societies still believe that now if you have a matriarchal society, then it's the other way around. But most of our societies believe in the patriarchal form, so it takes a lot of time into understanding what is actually needed in a way and what is not needed for other things that are going to come. Alright, now your thought about female feticide or killing of infants like this should be taken seriously. Think about it. If you have known of anybody like that, try to understand what's happened and maybe try to find out, if you can, what were their problems and why it made them do so. Okay, I have not come across any people who have done that, because people around, people whom I knew have been very educated about not knowing and accepting what's there. So I have not come across anybody killing a girl child like that. But there are people who do it, okay, there are people who do it. I personally have not come across. So you may have come across people, or elders in the family may have come across. So you can ask them, if you have your grandparents or somebody, they would know better, okay. So that's how we'll stop at the students today. We'll go to hunger and malnutrition in the next class. Thank you very much.